I'm back with another live stream. Hope everybody is having a good morning or wherever you are, whatever time it is. It was a rough day towards the end of the trading day yesterday. That kind of just fell off a cliff towards the end there, and it seems like we might have a little bit more of that today. Semiconductors seem to be up a little bit, and the THCX is chugging along. NASDAQ seems to be down in the futures. People are getting the jitters on the 15-minute chart. It seems like we are headed down a little. But yeah, we're not out of this dip quite yet. Trying to find some sort of trend. I mean, from the bottom. Is heading down for sure. And we still have almost an hour to go, so anything can happen. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking yesterday, even though Monday was super green, which I kind of expected people to start buying on Monday, but we're not out of this dip by any means. And if we look at the day chart on the triple Q, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But as long as we can hold this support, then I'm not too worried. But slow recovery, similar down a little bit more, and then eventually after October, so towards the end of October, but that was the election cycle. Yeah, it just could take some more time. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if over sometime. Could take into March. I wouldn't be surprised because this was not a small little. So just to set the expectations the right way. So therefore, I'm still not necessarily looking to get into any short-term positions because a little bit unsure of which way we're moving. So I think it would probably be better to bide our time here. 22 hours ago, I definitely picked up some. I wonder if they ever updated. Yeah, they did. I wonder if they fixed my cost basis. But anyways, okay. So that's all gonna look really weird. Doesn't really affect my. That's kind of inconvenient when I'm looking at the graph. Yeah, okay, well there we go. We're gonna have another clickbait title tomorrow. But so yeah, let's see if I can customize this from the beginning of the week. Well, I guess that is about right. Up about 17. That's actually accurate. And then from last Friday's dip, 6. Well, let's just say the beginning of last. What's the damage? The damage is 94. Yeah, I guess that's almost right. It. Maybe. I don't. Yeah, maybe we were up to about 740 at the very, very, very highest. It is possible. We're doing all right since this. I mean, can't really think about what was the highest it's ever been, and how much, because we can't really time the market. Nobody can actually. But anyways, I mean, this was a new week, so just as we're doing a little bit better, and I would like to go ahead and put some of those limit orders in. Jumia, okay, so we did pick up the Jumia yesterday. We're down 11. Costco's down 12. We're kind of waiting for earnings, and then those job reports come out on Friday, so that could be pretty interesting. Apple's not doing so good. Okay. Beginning of the week because this all looks so weird. Plus 200. Towards the end, I mean, actually went down like 9-10%. So Monday was up 9-10%. And then yesterday it fell 9-10%. That's not very interesting, but okay. So our weekly gains, of course, last week was a pretty big dip there. Still trying to recover from that, but so far this week we're doing all right. Totally, our stocks are up 11, and options up 2.5. I mean, it's not so bad because the options are doing pretty good because we're really dollar cost averaging down on the ARC positions, which those are back to being down. They were doing pretty good yesterday. Got up to like 7-8%, and that was at opening, but then everything just kind of bled off. But anyways, our short-term ones that we have now are the Jumia and the Costco. That's basically it. This CCIV selling the put. It is expiring this Friday. There. Other than that, yeah, let's check out the DocuSign. That would be interesting to close that, raise capital. If we can take profits on anything, it could be. I mean, okay. 232 now. Well, it just needs to fall a little bit more, which it's possible. It's heading down. So there's always that. Yeah. And let's. And these actually, the hedge, the SMH hedge, it got up there yesterday. It was almost at a break even for us. So we're gonna see about that. Let's see. We have working. Okay, we still do have this closing the SMH. That's the only thing so far for us. And also the XLK probably could do that, but a little bit far. That's going to be more beneficial when there's a really big pullback, which I'm sure there will be. There always is. Anyways, and then what else is going on? Our Reggie, we're probably going to get a sign on that, but we have a little bit of time. We could try to roll out this Tesla again, which is not necessarily a bad idea. The Tesla covered call, we could try to roll out some of the covered calls today, like the GO. See if they fall down a little. Or the NNDM could be interesting, just to further lower our cost basis. I mean, we can always do that. The Pershing we're actually breaking even on, which we did pick those 25 shares up yesterday. Might pick some more up. So Pershing is heading down. Our cost basis is 28.5, so fairly even on that. So that's cool. We can get another. I would say put in a limit order for another 25, maybe. It just really depends. I guess by 28, but might be a little bit close. We don't know. I mean, it can definitely go down a lot more than that. So I would even say maybe 27. I mean, if it falls to 27, that's going to flip. Let's hold off on that. I think that's fine to hold. But keep our keep our eye out though for sure. And then the EC and the let's see, ACT. We would like to roll this out. So for covered calls, so let's see what build it at. Refresh our memory. Build this at the 35 strike March 19th. Bought it back for 15 cents. So let's go ahead and look at ACTC 35 strike 15. Yep. So it's still about that. But yeah, I mean, we can definitely come down on that. What's our cost basis on this? Cost basis is $26. 21.20. I mean, what's the chance of this really popping off though? Anytime soon. We're in the middle of dip, so we kind of definitely want to get down, and then we could almost do the 25 strike and lower it by almost $1 here. It's kind of interesting because then we would lower our cost basis from would lower it to filled, we'd lower it to 25, and then if it actually went up to 25, we would kind of just break even and get out of that. Kind of a safer play to do, and I tend to like safer plays during these dips. Unsure, a lot of uncertainty. I want to take a look at the BES, but we still can't buy that, which I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow, but I'm pretty interested in less than $1. Pretty interested in getting some of that. But let's get a little bit early, but I'm gonna sell it. Yeah, sell it. So that one's gonna be off and away. We're gonna go ahead and get in. Might not. Now that I think about it. It is actually coming up, but I kind of want to just go ahead and get that. Then we'll see. Alright, well, that's the first thing we're doing today. ACTC. Let me know if you guys are coming back to review my Twitter. I'm posting these screenshots, and is it helpful to anybody? Is anybody looking at these, or it's just random Twitter posts? Let me know. But hey, we got about 40 minutes. I've been meaning to ask, do you know Chinese companies on a Hong Kong exchange? Xiaomi, Tencent. Yeah, I mean, um, so as an American, I can't really do that. Although I do know some ways. Like we could actually get I think it's called Moomoo, the exchange. We could get that, and they actually do have Chinese in Hong Kong. We could do that, and I tried Moomoo before I downloaded it, and I mean, well, it wasn't all that. I think probably the mobile app is better than the desktop app, but I don't trade on mobile app. So I was just kind of turned off by that, but hopefully they improve that. And if you guys don't know, that's actually the Futu ticker, FUT. They do the Moomoo exchange, which is kind of name to me. But it was a good question. I would be interested in it. So yeah, I mean, kind of have the Weeble going, kind of had the Moomoo going for our Chinese ones. Yeah, it could be interesting for sure. And that's just a lot of research intensive, to be honest with you. Already focusing on some of these. Might even go more along the lines of ETFs if I were to do that. Just research it. Hey, Zach, I want to get into lower the cost basis on iShares Gold. Okay. So just the price of gold, huh? I see. You want some precious metals? You want to hedge? Got it. Do we have options available? Yeah. Okay. Well, depends on how much money you want to sink into it. So you could always sell a put. You could sell a put for 2 days out. I mean, you could do it for the $17 strike. You could sell it, maybe lower this down to lower it down 50 cents or $2. But of course, wait for this to open. So, I mean, pretty much if you really want to buy these, you buy 100 shares if you did do this, and you sell a put barely in the money, see how much you could lower it down by. Usually if it's at the money or a little bit above, usually it can lower down per. So, but that's all. That's just if you want to have 100. It really just depends. But that's pretty much the only thing you can do to lower the cost basis besides selling covered call, but you would already have to have 100 shares. So you might as well sell a put if you want to get 100 shares anyways. Thanks. Appreciate the Twitter post. Okay. Well, I'll keep doing them. Hopefully, somebody's reading them. Because it's a lot of posts. I just post the screenshots. I don't really write out the details of like, okay, today it's this strike, it's this limit cost. Kind of just screenshot it because it's a little bit of a rush when we're trading, you know. Oh, okay, you got your Twitter alerts. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys, turn those alerts on. Reference Twitter. Okay. Okay, so there was one interesting one that we can talk about here in a little bit. And it's going to be the PaySafe SPAC. First of all, okay, looks like we're going down again. Semis are down a little bit. The SOX is down a little bit. Dow Jones is flat. And THCX just was up like 8. I thought it was up 8% pre-market. Okay. So everything is down. The worst is ICLN. ARCs are moving down. Nasdaq's down 0.4. It's not so bad. Alright, well, let's see. Hey, that SPAC ETF is kind of interesting. That one must be. We'll keep a look at that. But the PaySafe one that I wanted to look at was BFT. So this is the, well, if you guys don't know what PaySafe is, it's it's a global payments provider focused on digital commerce and iGaming transactions. And they're actually partnering with Snowflake Inc., which we talked about a couple of days. But anyways, they're going public, and they're merging with the SPAC Inc. And the deal is like $9 billion or something like that. And once they close the deal, PaySafe will trade under PSF. And I'm just pretty much reading this from. So anyways, this could be an interesting one that we can look at. Of course, it's another SPAC. We want so many of those, but hey, it's going up. And the dip has brought it down. I think this could be pretty interesting. But I feel like we had talked about this one before. But anyways, seems like this could be a possibility right now. And then we sell it once we're closer to the merger date. I think once the market stops bleeding off every day, I think it could get up to $20 level. I don't think that would be all that difficult. Yeah. But anyways, so that's one we're gonna keep our eye on. ACIC. We have our 100. Let's see. Positions. Yep, we have our 100 we can sell, that one's going to be pretty interesting, but we need to wait till market opens because prices will change and whatnot, especially if ACIC is moving 2% right now. So those premiums should be pretty nice. So yeah, I mean, we have a cost basis of 14.31, so we're going to need to lower that a little bit, which seems like it's going to work out. And then what else? The Lee, we need to sell the covered calls on. Lee is actually coming up pre-market, so that's good. Lee took a... I'm almost considering going out further and selling it maybe 107 days out. Possibly selling for I mean, that's $3. We could lower our cost basis down 25, and then if it did ever come up to 27, we'd make a little bit on it. I'm considering that, but 107 days is kind of far away. I mean, anything shorter kind of makes a little bit of sense. But anyways, it's coming up though. It's coming up, so we'll see. We'll see. Things are coming up though. Oh wow, positive. Jeez. Dow is we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, okay. M Farm got FDA approval. Okay, well let's look at it. AMPH. Okay, so when did it get FDA? An hour ago. 88 stroke. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just saw the pre-market. 81%. I mean, that's the thing, though. Late to the party. Right. So, yeah, makes me that it's gonna come pull back a little bit as soon as we buy it. So those are kind of, you know. Well, basically today I want to see if the semis and the tech and NASDAQ, if they hold the support on the 4-hour along the 1-day chart that we have drawn out. See if this is a valid support. Really, that's going to be the most important thing before I get into any other positions. I mean, there's some more, like, during one of these periods, it's just a little bit too volatile to get into. For example, Lemonade. It was down 16% more yesterday. Pretty painful if you got some positions, but you know, eventually it will bottom out. So you can always dollar cost average, but it just really depends on how much you want to put into a position like that. So I would prefer to go into it when it's covering, going into the next phase. So this is hitting the bottom support right now, but again, this might not be a valid support, so we kind of need to see if it's test it, bounce. But so far, it looks like it is bouncing. It's up 1.3%. Anyways, take it with a grain of salt, but we definitely need to be watching that. But anyway, so the next 30 minutes, on the to-do list for myself is going to be selling covered calls with Lee, ACTC, which those will be rolled out, and also ACIC. I know ACIC is the helicopter. You can always sell a covered call with print. Oh no, they don't have it. And then yeah, okay. Wow, I have 4,900 shares of stock. Seems like a lot. You know, the funny thing is, when I first signed up for Webull, I got a Banco Santander, which is like a Spanish bank. That was my one stock when I first got it signed up. For some reason, I got paid dividends, and I have like 1.48. But the funny thing is, Webull doesn't have fractional. So how do I have 0.05? Like if I go to sell it, and I even do that. So kind of strange since Webull doesn't have the fractional shares. never really bothered me. I don't think that really need fractional. I wouldn't even, honestly, I wouldn't even use it. I mean, it's mostly useful if you have drip going, but most of the things that I have don't really have dividends. Except for, oh, really? The only thing that's really interesting. But anyways. Apple 2% yesterday is dragging its feet, but that's a really similar chart to kind of like, although Apple is a little bit been doing. Um, okay, semiconductors are starting to go. Well, it could be a choppy day, or we might be in for a surprise up or down. So we'll see. UWMC is today's hot play. Yeah, I know. I keep hearing about that one, huh? For sure. It might be going up a lot. And if you guys don't know, the industry is banking and investment services. This is formerly Doors Holding. It's a wholesale lender. The company underwrites and provides closing documentation for residential mortgage loans originated by independent mortgage brokers, correspondents, small banks, and local credit credit unions. If you guys want to read that. Uh, um, I mean, the MACD looks pretty interesting. I keep hearing about this one, but it doesn't really strike me as a thing, but I mean, I think someone's gonna have to catch me up. Explain. Eli 5. But no. I mean, that one is just trading. The technical analysis don't really look very good. 50% is up too much for me to enter. Yeah, I know. I didn't do much research on C, to be fair. So maybe I'm missing something, but I mean, obviously, we if we could have got in earlier, which I know some of you guys did. I saw in the Discord you guys were talking about it. So good for you guys making money, but for myself, this seems pretty volatile at the moment. Yeah, the IV must be big. Alright. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, yesterday was up 20%, today is 33% pre-market, so kind of a lot, but yeah, I assume it does have something to do with Rocket, but I did not do very much research on it. So, and actually, it's the Rocket Mortgage, I believe, which that was funny because I had actually typed that in by mistake yesterday. This, oh, so yeah, it makes sense, but I mean, the Rocket Mortgage was up 70% yesterday, and it's pulling back a little bit now, but see, those are the things that I try to stay away from because it's too much hype. This is undertaking possibly a decent amount of FOMO right now. FOMO is we got to try to identify these beforehand. Um, but hey, I mean, we could get some cheap calls and just lotto it. Nothing wrong with that. But again, just don't. I wouldn't put so much money. It's kind of up a lot already. 50%. It's hey, nobody's saying it can't go up to 100, 200%, but at least just don't go in it with so much money because you might get caught in the situation like GameStop or AMC. Because remember, it's gonna go up like, then it's gonna go down a little. Then you're gonna think like, oh, buy it. Then it's gonna start going up. You're like, yeah, buy, 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 and then all of a sudden it's just all of the other ones did. Gonna have some sort of bull trap. So just be a little bit careful on those. I mean, there's plenty of money to be made in other things. Neo is getting hammered, isn't it? But so are they all. Chinese EV. But that's okay. It was down 13% yesterday, so $44 Neo seems pretty attractive to me. And the first time I got into this was around $10 or something, and I wrote it up at 2020. I eventually sold out at. I sold out when this dropped right here. I think I was like, okay, it's already like $50, and then it started dropping back down 45, 42, 44, 43, and I'm just like, well. And I sold it because I don't remember how many shares I had, but I had a decent amount, but not crazy amount. And I mean, I made enough to buy a Neo. It's just the shares that I had. You know, I almost did it too. Almost did it. But yeah, I think I could actually get back into it now for around the same price. I'd have to go back. That was when I was. Have to go back and, which should be really easy because tax stock. Tax is done. But anyways, Tesla is moving around a little bit pre-market. It's kind of flat, but Tesla needs to get up there. Sure. It needs to get over 700. I mean, I'm going to start trimming Tesla probably low right now, but maybe around $800. I'd probably start trimming it, and well, we have the covered call right now. I think that probably bores. Yeah. But anyways, we'll see how Tesla does. I definitely kind of want to possibly get out of that a little bit, at least just trim it. But then again, you know, maybe it's going to hit $2,000, which is possible. The VACQ vector acquisition. This is another interesting one. Let me pull up my notes on this. Yeah, or I'll make any notes on this. I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, here we are. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. Oh yeah, I did here. Okay. Yep, so VACQ is merging with Rocket Lab, so that could be interesting. And Rocket Lab, if you don't know, has already launched 97 satellites. And they serve commercial customers as well as U.S. intelligence and defense agencies. So this is pretty interesting. Personally, I'd like to save my money for ARC X. But yeah, I mean, we can buy this one if it dips down far enough. So let's see. 1368. I wonder if we could snag this for 1350. Could be interesting. I mean, I don't want to probably do 25. I usually do 25, 50, 25, 25, 25, 25. Once I get 100, you know, it could be over a couple days, but then I get 100, I could start selling covered calls on it if they had options, which is. But yeah, let's 1350. I mean, whatever. The market opens might dip. Let's try to get it for 13. Extended hours, yes, time in force. Let's just do the day. Let's buy it. BACQ. So we could consider that SPAC ETF as well. Could be interesting. I wanted to do something like that before, but now it's just so many SPACs. Buying a little bit of everyone. Anyways. But yeah, RKT and the UWMC, it's a little bit too crazy for me, but I know some of you guys are going to go ahead and do that, huh? I know some of you guys are going to do that, and I wish the best luck to you. What's the support like line looking for you at Neo? Okay, let me go back to that. Well, that's the thing. It was trading in a parallel channel, which was really cool, but it just got smashed from this dip and also from the earnings that came out on Monday, I believe, or I think it was Monday. Well, so anyways, I don't know. It's hard to find a support for these things though when they're just dipping, but we could try. I mean, even the 180 day. I mean, obviously, I know that's down like another 25% down, and I don't necessarily think it's going to do that, but that's the next support. And draw this line here and just tell ourselves that that's the support, but I think that's, I don't want to do that. Anyway, so I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't put so much weight into the technical analysis. Like, yeah, we can draw a lot of lines and pretend like that's the support, but at the end of the day, we don't really know. Because sales, you know, they weren't doing as good as people thought and kind of just got hammered. But we're just going to wait for the bleeding to stop. I mean, the best thing here is just dollar cost average commons. We are in the midst of a decently sized cool off or dip here. You know, it is what it is. We got 15 minutes left. So let me just review what I need to do. ARCs I'm going to leave alone. CCIV probably will that alone. Yeah. Didn't we just roll that out? We could roll it out again. Pretty funny. Probably not. Probably won't mess with that though. And then the Jumia and the Costco were down on that, but we're gonna just wait that out. We have until April and June. The Docu Condor, I would like to take some profit on that, but we'll see what it. We'll see if it drops. DocuSign, that is. GEVO. See, this one we're up 60%. We could roll this one out. And also the nano dimensions, we could roll out the covered call. Just lower our cost basis. I mean, a lot of micromanaging, and I don't really like to do that, but sometimes kind of just gotta do that. The solo as well, we could cost basis is 734, so it's not that bad. But if we could buy it back for 22 cents and then do it, maybe lower it another 70 cents, it could be interesting. So we're gonna look at all of these things. I mean, we kind of just have to do that. Also the Tesla one. Try to lower our cost basis even more. I mean, our cost basis is not that bad. It's actually 527. And then we're going to sell the ACTC and Lee covered calls. Pretty much like that. I'm not really feeling like getting into some new positions right now, although if I did, it would be the VAC, the VACQ, and possibly that FT. Could be interesting. Although I'm not in that big of a rush. Also the BES, I don't think we're going to be able to trade that today, but hopefully. But this one I'm not so excited about, but it is here. Could be good. But I think I would prefer the VACQ or the BES. Braille Energy. Cannot even buy this on the problem. That's crazy. That would be awesome selling covered calls to get like 1,000, 2,000 shares on that. It would be so cheap. $100. That would be cool. The Baidu is actually doing pretty good since we added it to our watch list. It's been doing pretty well, and it held up the support during the dip, so that's always good. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining. I do appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed to the blog, go ahead and check out prostockadvice.com/blog and put in your email address there, and you're going to get the daily updates. And if you don't want to do that, then you can always follow my Twitter, and I do post the blog links there every day. And anyways, so let's see, about 10 minutes left. I got my plan of action here. First thing, the first drive playbook. But let's see. Check my notes again. Baidu is interesting. And it's so expensive. Also possibly a workhorse. I'm thinking the Lemonade is just getting smashed. Although things are seeming to start to come back up, including the Lee, which is really useful, especially when we go to sell those covered calls on the Lee. And always mix up ACTC and ACIC, and then the ACTC we're going to sell the covered calls on, and that one's flat, so those premiums are probably not going to be interesting, but I got to do it. Solo, we could try to roll it out because it is going up today, but we'll just have to wait and see. DocuSign is moving down, so that's good news. That is good news. We just need it to go back down inside these yellow lines. And then once we do that, then we'll make some money, and we'll probably close it. And even if it starts going down more today, the premium on the Condor could shoot up enough where we can just go ahead and close it. And the days the market's unsure, I think taking any profit, even if it's only 5%, let's just say, is better than none, in my opinion. Because these days are hard days to take profit anyway. So let's go ahead and look over the markets really quick. Seems like semis are actually flat. Dow is down a little bit. NASDAQ is down 0.6. The ARCs are not all that bad. ARC G is down 0.7. ARC K is down almost 0.7. ARC Q is 0.6. ARC F is down 0.4. That's not all that bad. But the semis are actually holding on to a lead. Soxel is trading at 38.40. Did anybody get some of those shares? Oh no, you cannot even do that on Weevil, can you? Probably you can now though. That could be so cool. Just, I mean, the SOXL is holding the 50-day moving average, so I wouldn't be all that concerned. And if you can buy it along the 50-day moving average, which is currently $37.24, which is like another $1 down, that could start to be very interesting. The lowest point it got to was about 35-ish. $35. I mean, that's probably a really good deal. I would like to take a look at the options on this. I mean, I've got so many of these shares now. 49. I really wonder if what kind of what kind of premiums can I get for this? Could be interesting to see. I mean, it's super cheap to get 100 shares of. I mean, relatively. It's a lot cheaper than it was. We'll see. But I don't really need to buy any more. Yeah, my cost basis is $11.20. That's funny. So now with this split, it was the lowest it says is 357, and that was back in the market. Funny. Seriously, that's literally 357 to 38. That's quite a lot. And not really at any time I felt like, oh man. I always felt like it was pretty cool. Nothing too crazy. I mean, the September, there was definitely a dip there. Let off in October, but pretty much just with the market. Nothing too crazy. But if you see these candles in this dip are pretty long candles. Especially compared to the ones in October. That was more mild. In the September dip, I mean, we had one day that it was a really long candle. But this one, it's all over the place. But the good news, this is holding on to the 50 days, so it's not, you know, it just doesn't look, for the technical analysis that is, it doesn't look horrible. Although, when you see the dollar signs going down in your account, it kind of feels horrible, but the technical analysis doesn't look all that bad. Let's go ahead and check out the TECL, because that was the one that split 10 to 1. And yeah, it looks like Webull was about 24 hours behind in updating everybody's accounts. I remember when the TQQQ split, it was not that bad. So the tech actually did worse than the semiconductors, you could say, because it is, right now it's barely holding on to the 50-day, and it's actually dipped. So I mean, the tech one, I mean, this is going to be more similar to like the XLK or something. But we could do something like that, and then I mean, we would expect to get down to maybe the $40 range. And it's already 41.29. Let's move over to the 4-hour chart on this EECL. And yeah, that looks strange. What's going on here? That chart's been okay. Heading back over to the day. So pretty much it's going to be like that. But so far it seems like it's holding on to the 50-day moving average. But we're just going to have to see. And then, I mean, other than do the things we got to do, and then after that, I mean, it's pretty much consider Apple down 0.5%. Somewhat holding on to support, but not really. And actually, the 180-day moving average is catching up. It is catching up. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, so we'll see what's going on. But it seems like Voxel is jumping up a little bit. It's barely green in after hours. And I mean, considering it was up 9.5% on Monday, down 9.5% on Tuesday, so really curious what that's going to do today. The energy ETF is doing pretty well. Seems like we have some more green things right now at the few waning minutes for the opening bell. Most notably, it's going to be the 420 ETF, THCX, Clean Energy, PBW, Dow Jones, ARKW is pretty much flat, SOX is pretty much flat. Well, that's interesting because the PBW is the clean energy ETF. And actually, this one is showing it is up 1%. And then the ICLN, the other clean energy ETF, is actually down 1.8%. That's kind of interesting. S&P 500 is down 0.17. So things seem like they're improving a little bit. On SOXO, would you rather get 50 shares for 2K or a leap with Delta 75 for 2K? Yeah, I mean, I would say leap if you have a smaller account balance, but of course it's an option, so it's inherently more risky. But I think it's overall it's pretty safe going out for 1 or 2 years. But the issue right now, there's no volume on these there's no volume. Oops. Like so. Because it just updated, so I think we should see some more volume now. I'm not like I wouldn't be sure how much they're going for, but I would do a 688. And yeah, see the delta, it's not updated yet. So let's wait. And if you remind me, then we can look at this when the market's open. I think today is the day that all of these options or the option order. GME is trying to moon. Is it really? I mean, 4 is up 4%. Not really though. If it could pass $200, then I would be pretty surprised, to be honest with you. I mean, what happened was so wild that it could happen again. But the probability of the same stock short squeezing 2 times within like what, a couple of weeks, that would be crazy. Okay, seems like the markets are open now, so let's see what's going on. Okay, the ARCs are actually jumping up a little bit. ARCW and then ARCQ. SOX is up 0.17%. ARCF is actually showing green too. Semiconductors seem like they're doing all right, but let's see. Dow Jones is almost flat. Triple Q is down 0.2. All right, well, let me just go ahead and take a look at these options. So what do we got? The docu. Yeah. Yeah, but that one we have the order in, don't we? No, we don't. Okay, we need to put that in. So let's see if we can close this. I want to sell it for. We could try for 40 cents. See if that hits. I mean, it's not going to hit unless it falls down to 222, but just in case it spikes, we might be able to catch something like that. So, and actually, I want to make this not even change the TIF. Okay. Well, we'll just have to do it manually every single day. That's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, and then the next thing I'm going to do is look at Lee. Lee and ACTC, try to get those taken care of. Let's do ACTC first. Okay, so ACTC is down 1.4%, so we don't want to do that first. We actually want to do Lee first. Lee is up 3%. That's great. So it's a good time. Our cost basis is $28. It's a good time to be selling couple calls on this. So let's go ahead and check that out. 2-day sell expiration. Can we get anything interesting? I mean, our cost basis is, it's not going to be so interesting. We can do 9 days out. I mean, the IV is almost 100%. I mean, if we did... Okay, for reference, what did I buy this back at? I bought it back at the 28 strike. I bought back at 10 cents. So let's look at it. So, and that was on the 2-day. It was the 28 strike, and it is 7 cents now. Okay. So it's 2 days till expiration. Realistically, we could lower it by... But if this one, we wouldn't be able to do this at 26 because that's not break even. We would take a loss on it if it triggered the 26 because our cost basis is 28. So that's... Oh, maybe these are just not updating. The 27 one could be interesting. Yep. 27 one at 0.5, so it would be 28. Yeah, that's still not break even. Yeah. Not very interesting, to be honest with you. Okay, we definitely got some green on the S&P 500, the SOX, the Dow. Triple Q is still down 0.2. Interesting. Let's see. Okay, well, anyways. What else can... Yeah, the Tesla, we could roll it out. Solo, we could roll it out. In Indium, we could roll it out. EVO, we could roll it out. Okay, so what is the biggest going to be the NDM? So let's look at this. NDM cost basis is 1188, price is 962. So that would, if we bought this back for 22 cents, we'd probably be at a cost basis of a little bit more than $12. And then let's check it out. And that was for which? Right, this is for the March 19th one. Yep. And the strike is $15. So yeah, that's not gonna make any sense though, to be honest with you. We could roll it to this one, get a little bit more. Our space is 12. This could make sense. Rolling it out to this one. Not really gonna affect so much, but it could be alright. Let's just hold this one for now. Seems like it could be something interesting to do though. Okay, let's see. BES is still not available. Okay, so the BFT is up almost 1%. That's not bad. Yeah, actually the SMH hedge, it's at 30 cents now. It's definitely going up. Just not quite enough. We'll see. But this is working. The order is working though. Okay, well, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, this NDM looks like we might close it at, that's at the 15 strike. Let's go ahead and close it for 0.2. We're gonna go ahead and roll it out. We can lower, even if we lower the cost basis by a few cents, I mean, that's kind of a win situation here. So let's see if that Okay, just so pretty much is just get it while the getting is good. If we have an opportunity to lower the cost basis, we might as well take it. Okay, so that one's filled, so then we go back over to NNDM. And try to get it out to the 12.5, I would say. We bought it back for 20 cents. So then we'd sell this one for 40 cents, see if it's going to work. Okay, so that is already in. I mean, it's an extra 20 cents lower in cost basis. So might as well. If we can pull it off, it would be cool. Might as well. And then if it does get assigned at 12.5, then we're making a little bit of money. And the markets are too choppy right now to not be doing this. Because if we're sinking into these other positions and it's just so volatile right now, I mean, that's just not my style. Yeah, so anyways, let's see what happens with that one. Could be good. Good hit. Johnson & Johnson is down 0.5. Let's see, what does the chat got? DraftKings are set up for a good day with a new dish deal. DraftKings has done really well. I'm not surprised, but I am a little bit surprised that during this dip, they're doing as well as they did. Yeah, it's up almost 4% right now. Almost hit our target of 75. That's crazy. It's definitely during a dip just going straight up. That's cool. But still though, I kind of want to wait till this pulls back. We might have to adjust the support in this parallel channel because it's already broken it. Which we can do, but we're not going to do that now. Probably this weekend we'll check that out. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I didn't look into the BES if we need CAD to do that. I guess we could always message support. Yeah. If somebody wants to look into that, that would be cool. So now we're just looking at the Lee. We need to, well, the ACTC. We're doing the nano dimension, rolling that out right now. BACQ, we're waiting for that to hit. ACTC, we're also waiting for this one. So then we're really just, question is Lee. It's up 2.25% today. I mean, it's not. Okay, so the NNDM did fill up 40 cents. Okay, so that's good. Let's see what our new cost base is. It was 11. I don't see there. It was 11.88 if I remember. Yeah, but now it says our cost basis is. Hold. See, filled. So we bought this back for 20 cents. And then we sold it for 40. So yeah, we should be 20 cents lower. Okay. That's the NNDM, and then the next I want to do is ACTC. Lee is up. And so this should be a decent day to do. The question is, our cost basis is 28, so if we sell the covered call, just only 2. Yeah. Let's try to go a little bit further, see if it's more interesting. Because our cost basis is 28, so we could sell it for out here. And that would make sense, especially if we did for 0.6. And we want to do 4. Yeah, we're going to do that. 27.5 strike, 16 days out. And that would be more than break even. So let's see if that hits. Yeah, it should. Webull should adjust the cost basis. So that I'm a little bit confused on that. I need to look into that though, because it should be a positive. See, that's the thing. I don't remember. I should have wrote it down or something. I remember if it was 1188 or not. Pretty sure it was though. Your order to sell 4 contracts of Lee has been filled at 60 cents. Okay, so the Lee is good to go. Very nice. So then the Lee cost basis should be updated as well. Yeah, but see, that one worked because it was $28. I clearly remember we just sold at 60 cents, so it's $28 minus 60 cents is $27.40. So yes, that cost basis is updated. But the NNDM one, that one just got me a little bit confused though, to be honest with you. Now it's 1248. There's not much we can do right now, and let's see if this drops further and we can try it again. It is possible. The next one that I would be interested is doing it on solo. So the solo cost basis is 734. And if I bought it back, so let's try. Buy it back for 19 cents. Just one contract. All right, so that's off. Let's see if we can get it for 19 cents. Okay, it actually filled for 18 cents. So we bought it back for 18 cents. And then we're going to go to, and one last time we're going to check it. But is it, yeah, okay, so that changes when you, it was $8. Okay, so now it says our cost basis is, I guess it's affected when, on Webull it's affected when you buy the position back, but we bought it back for 18 cents though. That's interesting. Yep, we bought it back for 18 cents. Oh wow, my docu got filled at 40. Nice. We actually ended up making a little money on that. Cool. Yeah, so the solo is $8, huh? That seems weird. All right, let's see how much lower we can. Not so much, to be honest with you. It's down today, so it might not be the best day to. Yeah, I also thought it was 1188. Well, before I keep doing this. Right, because it was 1188. We bought it back for, let's check. We bought it back for, what was the NNDM? We bought it back for 20 cents. It should be 11 88 plus 20 cents. So it's 12.08 minus the 40 cents. It should be 11.68. But if we look, yeah, I don't know if they just didn't update that yet, if it takes some time to go into their system to update it, but we'll wait and see. But if somebody can check my math, make sure I'm doing that right. I'm pretty sure I am. And then the Lee one also, no, but see the Lee one worked out though. That was, we rolled it over a day though, over 24 hours. But no, I mean we were rolling those out yesterday, and I was checking the math, and nothing seemed weird. So, interesting. But anyways, the NDM, that's either not updating or something weird's going on. And then the same with the Solo, because we bought it, the Solo, we just bought it back for 18 cents, and then it's back up to $8, which I feel like is what it was initially before I sold that first covered call on it. Well, that's a little bit weird. Yes. Well, anyways, there's always one thing to do. Yeah, well, anyways, I just sent a message to the board. They usually respond pretty fast, so we'll see. This one might take them a little bit longer to look into, but I'm not going to do I'm not gonna do until they check that out, because I remember yesterday we were rolling those calls out, like specifically the Tesla one, which I'm definitely paying a little bit more attention to. But well, anyways, the good news is that Docu just closed at 40 cents. Wonder how much it had to drop. Oh, it was dropping. Almost 3%. Alrighty, what's going on with all of the... Well, the only thing that is green is Dow Jones right now, but seems like the Sparkline things are turning around a little bit. Nasdaq's down 0.7, and the semiconductors are actually not doing that bad. So we'll see how that comes out, but we'll see. Oxel is only down 0.4. That's good. Yeah, I feel like it added that 0.60. I feel like that was what it originally was before I sold the first covered call, which is strange. But anyways, let's see what else we have to do. CCIV is good. The Lees, we're in this now, selling it 27.4, which is that made sense. Subtracted the 60 cents from it, and that should be fine. The Jumia and the Costco is not doing all that well. Let's check that out. Jumia is a more, yeah, it's still in the buy zone. It's being hammered right now though. And then the Costco is going to be a over earnings type of play, and selling down 0.4. Not so bad, but still bleeding off. I mean, even the Jumia, It's not so bad. We'll see if it turns around tomorrow or later today. And then F GEVO. Yeah, I want to roll the GEVO out, but not planning on until we figure out what's. Also, same with the Tesla one. Really curious though. Anyways, print. ICIC can't really do anything with. Pershing, we're not doing so bad on. And then the solo, our order is working right. No. Right. They're just so cheap. And that's 16 days out, I mean. Try to go a month out, 7.5. That could be interesting. I wouldn't mind doing that. And then if we get assigned, we would make a little bit on $1.40 could lower our cost basis. Depends if it's 8 or not. And then let's. Yeah, let's look at the SOXL. Check this out. SOXL is not doing so bad. If it does continue on the 50-day moving average, that's still a bullish trend, even though we seem to be in the middle of a dip. But anyways, let's see if what's going on here. Got anything going on here? Those deltas obviously did not update. But let's see, the shorter term 116. Yeah, those deltas look funny. 300, yeah, I mean, this is probably about right. Could be interesting to start getting into some of those, and I mean, especially the 688, but you're going to have to spend a little bit of money. I assume those are not going to have as much volume now, since all of this should just update and be all new information. But yeah, and I cannot check the delta, so what's a little bit in the money could be. Yeah, we would just have to wait to see. Not enough volume right now, but we'll see. EVO is going crazy today. Trying to roll a 3-night covered call, but can't decide if I should trust the GEVO. Yeah, I have the 12.5 in March. It's done good. I would like to roll it, but okay, so my GEVO, so my original average price of the 400 shares that I have, $13, and then minus the $1.20, which I sold these covered calls here for contracts. Then it brings it down to 11.8. This is so like unorganized. It's there's 3 columns, 3 rows here. It's like, okay, so which one should I be writing? I probably should just write this down on my Excel, but then again, yeah, that was going good for me, but that's just so hard to replicate these more complex option strategies. So the 13 minus the 1.2, that's 11.8. So then if I let this expire, let's just say in March 19th. So actually I'd get the full 0.2, but if I bought it back for 43, then it should be 11.8 plus the 43. It should be 12.23 if I just bought it back, all right? And then, you know, I sold it again for maybe another 23. I could actually get it down to 12, which would be worse than my 11.8 right now. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I'm not calculating that right. It's possible, but still, it seems a little bit odd. Yeah, I mean, oh, that makes sense because I'm buying it for 0.43, so I need to sell something for more than 0.43, which I'm pretty sure I was doing on the, what was it? CCIV was the Inidium. I need to go back. Once we finish this, I need to go back in the footage. And then I can do the math. A little bit late for me. Apologize about that, but let me know, guys, if you ever had some, if you ever had this similar experience with it. Because usually I tracked everything on Excel, and I didn't really pay attention to these columns, but then the Excel didn't really didn't really represent those more complex strategies. So trying just to go based off of this, but then I don't know. But anyways, let me know if you guys had anything similar experience. So let's see if we can bargain hunt a little bit. I mean, this might not be the best time because everything is down. TQQQ is down more than 3%. No, Stoxel is down more than 2%. Things are going down. Things are definitely going down. Yo. Just all of a sudden too, huh? Let's see what's going on with the QQQ is down 1% today. Oh, man, it's barely hanging on to that support here. Interesting. Crazy as in super volatile. Yeah, I know. A lot of things are like, geez, just look at these spark lines. They just started going way down there. They just decided to jump off the cliff. But yeah, I mean, even ICLN is down 3.3% all of a sudden. ARCG is down 3% too. And THCX was up more than 1, and now it's down 1.5. So, yikes. But yeah, today is not the day to be getting into any more short-term positions because yesterday, okay, so Monday was the day that it went down. Or sorry, Monday was the day that I was up like 9.5, 10% almost. So from last week, that was like, okay, so that's feeling pretty good. And then we decide, okay, so on Tuesday, if things are still looking pretty good, then we can start picking some more shorter midterm option call options or whatnot to get into on Tuesday if things are still looking good. And so yeah, on Tuesday, sure enough, things were looking all right when the markets opened. But then they just bled off the entire day. So our positions that we did get into, which were the Costco and the Jumia, they're not doing all that good right now. So much so, I would even consider cutting the Jumia already. Down 35% already, and I mean, it's just so unsure. The Costco, I don't really want to cut it because that's more of the recovery play anyways. So if anything, the Costco I'd probably prefer to dollar cost average in on, but the thing is that the earnings is coming up tomorrow. Kind of just hold off a little bit on that, but yeah. So the hedge positions that VIX up 5%. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. The hedge positions that we could be looking into right now, well, is definitely UVXY or even just put on the QQQ. Yeah. So yeah, we could check it out. I mean, it's up 3%. It's definitely climbing, and I mean, we could get some calls on it. It'd be a little bit late to be doing that right in the midst of this. So actually, the funny thing is, Lemonade is up today. Lee is still up, hanging on. So is Neo, Pfizer. BACQ is also. Our limit order for that one is $13, so okay. But yeah, for the week we're flat right now. So Monday, Tuesday, today we're flat. So that's not so bad. Monday was up a lot, Tuesday just not so bad, but let's see. These hedges really should try to move. What's going on? Yeah, nobody is even bidding on these. I mean, okay. What about my SMH? That's me right there asking the 39. People are bidding at 20. And it's currently 30. So yeah, well, you would think it would spike up a little bit, but to be fair, the semiconductors are not even down that much. They're only down 0.6%. Tech one is down more. Okay, is down 1%. Not so bad. Definitely could be worse. Let's see, what else is going on? Oh wow, yeah, okay. The Aura's up. Lyft is up. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, okay. Chevron is up, JP Morgan, okay. So yeah, here we go. Those rising bond yields are, well, the positive note is Bitcoin is 51,000 and ETH is actually 1,600. So those are starting to go back up, so we're making a little bit of money over there. TRXC is up 30%, man, that is crazy. We called that one out a long time ago. And it had actually come back down. That's good stuff right there. We called that one out way down there too. Like $2 something, I remember. 30. Good stuff. Gapped up a lot. Utu, which is, that's what I was talking about, that Moo exchange that we can do the Chinese shares, Hong Kong shares on. Alpeng is up 1%. Neo, those got hammered so much they're just coming back up a little. O is up. And then the worst is going to be Zillow, actually it's down 5%. Snow down 5. Worst is down almost 5. So those are the ones that we were looking into yesterday are all down. Cool. Jumia is down 4%. Yeah, that one is not looking good, but it's okay. We're gonna hold it. HOL also. TQQQ down almost 4% now. So as far as good deals, I mean, unless you're just dollar cost averaging down on ARCs, or for example TQQQ, or possibly the TECL or SOXL. And TECL is getting hammered a lot worse than SOXL. Soxel is actually not doing that bad. Soxel's only down 2.3%. But then again, yesterday it was down 9.5%, so I mean, it's gonna be one of those days. So keeping my eye on the NASDAQ and seeing if it's going to hold our support, which it is barely hanging on by a thread. I would expect it to be somewhere, finish somewhere like this. I mean, I've learned one thing in this market. If you don't like your position, wait a day. One of the most volatile markets I've seen. Yeah. True. And that's what I was talking about. We just started the stream. I mean, just check this out on the those are some pretty big candles right there. But actually we were looking at the SOXL, or we could look at the T triple Q probably. Yeah, those are some pretty fat candles. Also Soxel. Those are some 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter up or down. Like those are some pretty fat candles. And I mean, if you compare, even this is the January, pretty big candles right. This one even more. It is just swinging around like crazy. I mean, if you compare it to the October dip, those candles are not very big. And then the one that everybody seems to be comparing this one to was the September one. There was only really one fat candle. I mean, this day was a really big candle. It actually came all the way back up. I remember that. I was buying more. Yeah, I mean, if we looked from the high here, it was September the 2nd. Then to come all the way back was October 9th. September 2nd. I mean, that's a good month before it came all the way back. Then right after it just, I mean, it was a hard 2 months in September and October. But if you remember what was going on at that time, it was kind of expected. So here, went down in January. We came back up to actually all-time highs. We were at all-time highs on February the 12th. And that's less than that's only 3 weeks ago. Overall, it's hard to complain. But at the same time, can't really say that about other things. Echo is though. CL is holding our support, well, although it did break the 50. But if we consider it just flat here, I mean, hate to say it, but I was expecting. To be fair, I wasn't expecting this long flat. At least start going up a little bit by little bit, not like have a Monday have like a 10% type of day, and the next day go back down by 10%. I mean, that's not really the type of flat I was talking about, but but anyways, it is how it is. It is like it is. Whatever. Let's see. DraftKings is up 2%. DraftKings is done very well, although it is pulling back. High was $72 today. Solo is down more. Anyways, guys, if I were pretty much, I wouldn't get into any of these smaller positions, and even the ones that I only got into 2. I actually closed the DocuSign Condor for a very small profit. Consider myself lucky on that. Here. Then again, maybe not. Maybe DocuSign's down to 22, and then we could take any profit in on days like today. Weeks like these weeks. That's just my opinion. So anyways, we could hedge today, but to be honest with you, we're already down. Like the VIX is already up. I think UVXY what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy it at 3, and then an hour later, Nasdaq's gonna be breaking even and turning green. So kind of a little bit late for that, in my opinion. But yeah, okay. UVXY is so it's moving up, but it's not as bad as it was a couple days ago. So yeah, I'm not really all much we can do. The ARC-W is not doing CCIV. I really wouldn't mind rolling that out again. Okay. 80 cents. So our cost basis is $30.60, and that's if we leave this alone. But if we buy it back for 17, and this should our cost basis should go up to $30.77, and then we would lower more, sell it for something more than 17 cents. So therefore, lowering our cost basis. Theoretically, that's how it should work. I'm tempted to do that, but I'm going to hold off until I get an. I want them to statement so I can figure out what's going on. But yeah, VIX is almost at 5%, so could be interesting. I mean, those are probably really expensive now. 2 days till expiration, do the $10 one. That's tempting. It's pretty cheap actually, even though it's up a lot, like $35. That could be interesting, but I mean, could do a 9 days. Could do like a $10 on 9 days. Those are a little bit more expensive. But that's really just saying you think that the markets are going to keep going down somewhat for the next 9 days, because if you don't get to $10, then you're going to lose that. Let's see what's going on. Right? Well, I would say that we're almost ready to start dollar cost averaging again. I mean, ARK K is down 4%. I probably Tesla. Yeah, I might have to cut this. We just got into that a little bit too early. Markets are still way too unsure of what they want to do. The Costco, man, I really don't want to cut that, but good. It's a June 18th. Still have a long time. The Jumia only until April, but I think we could probably buy that back cheaper. I mean, Jumia is sure it's taking a beating. Yeah, it's almost down 6%. I mean, even out of my buy zone is. Man, this stock market is separating the men from boys. Nasdaq down 1.7. Well, anyways, let's see. What can we find on the news? I wonder how the UWMC up 8%. Oopsies. So probably what's going to happen, that's going to come up probably around 11, maybe 11:50. Mark my words. Within an hour or two. There's your bull trap, and then it's going to crash back down to probably 8. Just wait. Well, the markets have almost been open for an hour. And we've just seen a decent sell-off here. So yeah, I would say that this is going to be another one of those times where we should consider dollar cost averaging more down some of our longer terms. So I'm tempted to cut the Jumial load. Really that. So let's see. Let's see if I can find anything interesting worth reading in the news. Probably not. Let's head on over to marketwatch.com. Wow. Front page on MarketWatch is about Reddit. Okay, why the stock market's big rotation can continue even if bond yields stop rising? I mean, is it even continuing though? I guess so. Yeah, and bank stocks are up a decent amount here. So are oil stocks. My Costco is not up though. What I was hoping actually happened. NXC 3%. That's not bad. That is the uranium mining, Canada. History suggests surge in bond market rates is unlikely to last, says Guggenheim's Nerd. Fed's Renard expresses unease about last week's bond market surge. Energy stocks. Biden moves up timeline for when enough vaccine doses will be available for all adults. Now end of May. Moves up the timeline. Right, I did read that news, so that seems pretty good. Johnson & Johnson's COVID one-shot COVID-19 vaccine is attractive to people who hate needles. What do you hate more, needles or COVID? History suggests surge in bond market rate is unlikely to last, as Guggenheim's Minerd. Even a multi-trillion-dollar fiscal relief package may not be enough to keep rates high. The foregone conclusion today is that long-term rates are on an uninterrupted trajectory higher. History tells us something different. If Congress passes the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill, only a small share of the fiscal relief would be spent, while the rest would end up in individual savings, according to Minard. In turn, Americans would funnel the cash into government bonds and other fixed income securities, pushing their yields lower, he said. So, what do you mean? People get the $1,400 or whatever and they're going to buy government bonds? Oh, my audio seems to be cutting out? Okay, well, let me turn this mic up. My bad, guys. Let me move this closer to me, too. Maybe like this. How about that? Is that better? Ten-year treasury up. Okay, must just be me. Can you? Okay, well, anyways, I can move this closer. I can move it further away, guys. You're just gonna have to let me know. I feel like sometimes when it's super close, there's some buzzing or some negative feedback. Anyways, just let me know, guys. Oh, yeah, I mean, well, yeah, the treasury is up. I mean, if history holds true, the 10-year note could fall as low as negative 0.5% in early 2022, suggesting there remains plenty of room for rates to slide from here. Bad news is that this would set the table for negative rates in the event of any unexpected bad news about the economy or financial system. The gradual reopening of the U.S. economy would unleash some short-term inflationary pressures, but he expects that the initial surge to subside due to lingering slack in the labor markets. No doubt, prices will rebound from post-pandemic lows, but given the surplus capacity throughout most of the economy and high levels of unemployment, any increase in the rate rate of inflation is likely transient. So, okay. Scott Menard, Chief Investment Officer of Guggenheim Partners. Well, I mean, it makes sense. But, yeah, I mean, well, let's just see. We're still holding our supports, really. That's the... Oh, no, we're not. We're definitely not. Yep, so we're back down to more along the lines of what we were on last week. Let's go to the day chart. Yep, we're under a little bit, and that was on the 26th. What was that? Oh, that was Friday. Yeah, Friday was a bad one. But anyways, and let's see what's going on here. So looks like it's not over yet. 10-year treasury up. Yeah. I posted the unusual options activity from Moo in the stock chart. Somebody in the Did you see the unusual options trading? Kind of interesting. Oh, let me check it out on Moo. Yeah, no. Yeah. All right, let me look this stuff over really quick. Oh, interview with Kathy Woods. A live interview. Ask Kathy Wood a question. Huh. Well, what's my question gonna be? Let me see if I can pull this up on the stream. Yeah, I can. Mm-hmm. I'm having some trouble. Technical difficulties. Pulling my browser up. Well, let's see if I can. Let's see if I can delete this. Can I change these things around during a stream? I wonder. Okay. Let's see. Browser. Probably I can. Hmm. Browser source or no? It would be like window capture. I want to add my browser so I can show you guys what I'm reading and stuff. If I go to window capture, add source, I want to do it new source for browser. Hey, good morning, Ed. What's up? Another lovely trading day. I know. And I want to do the. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I think that's it. You guys can see that, right? We're going to this. Okay. And drag it behind my camera. Yep. That's what I was doing. Okay, so that seems to be good. And if I want to drag it behind my Weeble, oh, and then drag it in front of my Weeble. Okie dokie. So here we go. I wanted to, because I'm reading all these. Yeah, I'm reading these things to you, so I thought I might as well whatchamacallit, show you guys. So yeah, okay. Here we go. Yeah, so apparently there's this is interesting. I wonder what questions we could possibly ask her if we even gonna get a chance. I mean, that is gonna be pretty late my time, so what do we want to ask Queen Kathy? When is Arc X coming out? I would like to know that. That's probably my question. How much money should I invest in Arc X? What are you planning on buying? All relating to Arc X. But anyways. Yeah, this was from the Momo, huh? Unusual option activity. I mean, I don't know what to. I don't even know what to think about that though. It is a lot of puts. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting, but I would like to ask her for sure. But yeah, let's see what's going on in the markets right now. Seems everything is still down. The stocks is down 1.5. NASDAQ is 1.65. The spark lines look like they're flattening out a little bit, so hopefully this is closer to the bottom here. But anyways, let's see. So yeah, market watch. U.S. stocks struggle as economic data disappoint and bond yields spike anew. Yeah. Gold resumes slide as bond yields rise and dollar firms. Interesting. Well, let's see. I mean, is this even relevant though? It's old. Yeah, I see that Texas and Mississippi would end the mask mandates. Investor anxieties have centered on moves in the bond market over the past 2 weeks, with attention trained on moves in the benchmark 10-year Treasury yield. Pace of the rise in interest rates was a bit worrisome. Allegiant Private Advisors. I think the market is still kind of digesting that, yeah, for sure. What an Einstein, guys. Don't you just love these articles? Well, let's continue reading. try to figure out what's going on. For now, Geisdorf thinks we're in a pause in the reflation trade. I think rates move higher and stocks can move higher with rates. That's why you've seen a back and forth over the past few weeks. Yeah. Good job. Federal Reserve Governor Brainard on Tuesday said that she wasn't concerned about the move in yields, which have weighed on stocks because they imply higher borrowing costs for corporations and individuals. But she did note that she was paying close attention to market developments. Wow. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, the interest rates, they were so low. Obviously, they're going to start going up at one point. So it's not that big of a surprise. And then the transition into the recovery, post-pandemic recovery stocks, and the oil is up. So those oil stocks are doing good. Higher borrowing costs. So the bank stocks are going to be doing good. You know, hindsight is always 2020, but for sure that's what's going on. I thought that we would start transitioning out of it this week. And that's why I got into those two shorter term positions on Jumia and Costco. Costco was more of a earnings play on Thursday, which is tomorrow, but and that, in my thinking, that was a recovery stock anyways. But hey, the Jumia was not doing so good. But hey, it is what it is. So we just might have to dollar cost average down more, and you know, that's just how it is during these times. But anyways, let's continue reading these Einstein's reports. Brainard said the economy could see a burst in inflation, but said that any such rise would be transitory and due to bottlenecks of supply against a surge in demand in the economy attempts to normalize from social distancing protocols. Meanwhile, in the U.S. economic data, February showed 117,000 jobs were created in the month, below the 225 forecast. So really, we're looking towards this Friday. Could be interesting, although also could not be interesting. Yeah. Las Vegas Sands is up 1.5 for sure. FedEx is down. Fubo down. Green Lane Holdings, a 421 is up. Yeah, oil is up for sure, for sure. Bond yields are up for sure. Dollar gained 0.2%. Yep, Shanghai is up 2% today. Hong Kong 2.7. Yeah. Well. Anyways. Okay. Good stuff. Right. Wow, Zoom is down almost 4.5%. Las Vegas Sands sells its Las Vegas property and operations for $6.25 billion to Apollo. Texas opening up, energy, Oscar Health. Not interested in those things. Not right now, at least. Well, anyways. Dow is only down 0.10. Pretty much expected in one of these periods. S&P down 0.8. They're coming back up. NASDAQ 1.6. Gold is down 1.4. That one is. And oil is doing good. Yeah, that's why that energy, the ERX one. ERX is up 5% today. Oh, hey, Dow Jones, the UDow is actually up a little bit. Okay, things are improving a little bit here, but I mean, the 10-year treasury's going up. I mean, there's not much we can expect, to be honest with you. That's my would you be able to go through the news each live stream? I'm loving these. Yeah, so like I usually, I don't know if I don't do it on each one, but I usually I do it on some. It's just I finally just got around to putting this up on the stream. But yeah, for sure. It's more. I mean, what the markets are bleeding off, and there's nothing we really can do but sit back and enjoy the roller coaster. I mean, yeah, I mean it's time to read the news. You know what I mean? But anyways, pull that back over, back to Webull. Cool. So that's simple. Probably should. Yep. Okay, easy transition there for me. All right. I'm not a very technical guy, as you guys probably know. So, anyways, went over that. So, what I take away is, yes, we're still in the middle of the dip. A lot of geniuses on MarketWatch.com, and if the 10-year Treasury is rising right now, but it will not always rise. So eventually it will stop rising, and then the growth in tech should go back up a little bit. Oil is going up, and so the oil stocks are. The stimulus and the stimulus is affecting the recovery stocks more, and to top it all off, the rising interest rates are going to be better for the banks, I guess you could say. So that's why we see Wells Fargo and just Bank of America and all those things. JP Morgan is up. So yeah, I mean everything kind of makes sense. We're all clear on what's going on right now. But I guess most of us could have guessed that. So the spark line is turning around a little bit, but nothing to get very excited about. If anyone is interested in doing anything, I would probably say try to get into some SOXL or some TCL since they split and they're really cheap right now. Just pick up some shares here and there, just dollar cost average. I mean, Soxel is, I don't even know if it's still holding our 50-day. Yeah, it's pecking on the 50-day right now. We're still in the red super trend on the day chart on the Soxel, so that's usually pretty good indication though, because if we go back historically, we can go all the way back to, let's just go back here when it first flipped over, and this was in after the COVID dip. First flipped over on April the 28th. So if we would have bought it there at what? Well, with the new stock split, it was $8.90. And then it flipped to red at, what was that, like $12.85 or something. So we would have made money. And then it's flat, and we would have bought it again at $13.50, sold it at $17.35, so we would have made money, and then bought it at $18.45, and this one we wouldn't have made money on. That was the October leading up to the election. We would have gotten out of it, and if it was commons, we would have broken even. It was $18.81, and then we would have gotten out at about $18.41 or something like that. I mean, You cannot really tell exactly, but the exact moment in the day that it flips, but something like that. So that would have been acceptable. And then the next one we would have bought it around 1918, sold it, well, a couple weeks ago at 34. And then here we would have gotten in and gotten out. It would have been about break even again. So that's actually not so bad. And right now also we're on red. But if you see on this red, actually if we would have bought it down here towards the 50-day, then this green period would not have broken even. We would actually have made a little bit if we would have dollar cost average down here, although not very much. So the point is, the super trend is there is purpose. There is, thinking of right words. Chinese is coming in my mind. The languages are all messed up in my head late at night, but yeah, there is purpose to the super trend. So okay, so we're just gonna watch and see if this holds the 50-day. That's all we can do here. Back to the spark lines. Okay, so things are taking a turn again, but even the energy is. But yeah, guys, I will try to do the. I can do the news every day. That's easy, and we can always find some other. I mean, recommend some websites if you like them. Virgin Galactic stock is falling because it flew too high. Check this out. What a great article. Stock in space tourism, Virgin Galactic Holdings is falling after earnings. Analysts are getting a little more nervous about space travel as the date for commercial operations approaches. As far as spending and earnings go, the quarter was much as expected, but earnings didn't matter. Okay. UBS analyst Miles Walton explained in a Friday research report that the 8 to 9 week delay in powered flight tests was due to electromagnetic interference, which the company is addressing with design modifications. The mods will require extra testing. Okay. That's the bad news, but Walton pointed out they were positive from the earnings report as well. The company is shifting focus from R&D to manufacturing as they look to scale spaceships and spaceports with the target of 400 flights per year per spaceport, he wrote. That's up 2,400 paying customers per spaceport a year. I mean, that is just so cool. I mean, so can we just buy a ticket and go to a spaceport? What is a spaceport? Where are these? Price targets on Virgin Galactic are rising as Wall Street as the company moves toward commercial operations in 2021. The average analyst price target is up about 33% since the beginning of the year. Well, that puts it at about 36 a share. 36 a share, I mean, kidding me? What is it right now? 33.85. Well, I mean, it could definitely be time to buy this. But geez, I want to know when the ARC X is coming out. I wonder how our VACQ is doing. Vector acquisition. It's up 1%. Not so bad. We had a buy order at 13, so that didn't get filled. Well, how's our Jumia? Wow, our Jumia improved a bunch. It's only down negative 22% now from, oh, I feel like it was 40% down. Interesting. What's going on? Jumia? Oh, it's gone up a lot. Okay, cool. Jeez, you see, that's the problem. Soon, like half an hour ago when I was thinking about cutting that, and then it just started going up. Isn't it always like that though? Things are starting to go up, but yeah, things are starting to go up. Oh, it's popping off here, huh? Oh, this Stoxel graph. because that was a split right there. That's crazy. I wonder if that affects the super trend. It must. From the 600 down to the 40. That's interesting. But on the day chart, it doesn't, which I always trade on the day anyways. 4 hours like that too? Yep. That kind of sucks. Oh well. Kind of just a reset button. But anyways, wow, Sox was only down 2. Oh. Huh. Things just turned around. Man, this is a roller coaster ride. This really, it's not what people do in the bull market. It's what you do in these choppy times. When everything is green, it's pretty much so easy to make money. But I can tell you, from my experience, this right here, can you guys even see this? Is it on the right screen? It's not even on the right screen. Dang. I'm gonna need to think harder. Yeah. Gosh, somebody needs to ping me on something here. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I need like a producer, huh? For our 34 live stream viewers right now. We need to get some professional Hollywood producer in here to switch all these things for me. Get some different camera angles and all that. Luckily, you guys probably don't care about looking at my face. Probably just care about looking at these candlesticks, but anyways. What was I saying? Yes, this right here. These candles right here. This really separates the men from boys. I mean, that is some emotional roller coaster right there. But hey, those, and I'm looking at SOXL because that's, for me personally, that's the majority of my portfolio. And when I first opened this account, I put around 300 in it, 300K, and then I balanced all of these evenly. Legit, I balanced it all evenly. The Dow, S&P, no matter if it's a 1X or a 3X'R. I don't have any 1X'ers right now. I cut those all a couple months ago, but I balanced everything evenly and just see what took off, because I don't want to sell anything for taxes. I don't want to get hit with the income taxes on a couple $100,000 of income. You know what I mean? So for me, that's something I think about. But yeah, the SOXL just took off. So and then that's just my portfolio personally. Of course, I will rebalance it once I can move past 12 months, which I am pretty much past 12 months. But see, the problem is I dollar cost averaged, not all at one time, at beginning of 2020. So probably I need to go back and look exactly, but it's more or less going to be around the summertime. But that's okay. We'll probably be past the times of rising bond rates. Maybe not, but I think so. Those interest rates will not always go up. And yeah, I wonder if my bank is going to pay me more on my savings account, because I think it went down to like 0.1%. So definitely going to be putting some money in there. But that was an interesting article. It was talking about like what was it? People getting the stimulus will actually use that money to buy bonds and those things, the government bonds and whatnot. So then if a lot of that money goes into bonds, so then that therefore it should lower the bond yields, because that's just the supply and demand aspect of it. But really though, because if you're getting the stimulus, that means they have the income limits. So don't you think that people get the stimulus, they would probably need the stimulus to spend? Well, I don't know if I agree with that article. I don't remember who said that, but that seems rather strange to me. Because if I'm only making, I don't know, let's just say I'm a single dude making $25,000 a year, and I actually need the stimulus to pay my rent or buy groceries, or and then if you're making 60, 70,000 a year household and you have some kids, I mean, times are tough right now. So I don't know who is thinking that people are going to buy government bonds with their stimulus money. Like, I must have misunderstood that, because there's a lot of Einsteins writing these articles, so I don't really understand. But if I understood that correctly, then that's just very strange to think about. If anything, they're probably gonna take the $1,400 and buy GameStop calls. Why aren't they saying that instead of buying bonds? $1,400 if you buy a bond with it. What's it, like 1.5%, 1.4 something for like 10 years? So I mean, like, what? You're not gonna make any money. Why would you do that? And if you're gonna make so little money, might as well just keep it in your bank and keep it in your savings account or your checking account or something. I don't know if people use savings accounts anymore, but they pay something. I mean, some banks, they actually paying something. Especially if the yields start going up. So I mean, like, before they dropped the interest rates, my bank was paying like 0.5% or something. It wasn't so bad. I don't remember. Maybe it was more. I forgot, but now it's less. Um, but anyways, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you go out and buy bond deals? Like, people getting the stimulus, they probably don't even know how to go out and buy those. I mean, yeah, obviously they could Google it or go ask their local banker, but come on. Who's writing this stuff? People need the stimulus to buy groceries and pay their rent or car payment or something like that. You know? That's so weird. Or you just buy Bitcoin or something. Like, people, I promise, whatever boomers are writing these articles from the booming times of the bond yields and the CDs and all of those great things, and there's nothing wrong with those. Those are just so safe and awesome, but I just don't see it. So I don't know how I feel about that. I make fun of this news, and I don't even really read all that much into it, to be honest. Because they're talking about like this Virgin Galactic thing. It's also just a little bit silly. But hey, sometimes it's good. I just want the facts, just the straight up facts. What are the bond yields? What is causing the market to go down? Just let's just say, what are the bond yields up to? Anything interesting going to happen this week that we should be aware of, and then we can make our own decisions here. Just frustration with these news. I mean, what else is good? I mean, what other site is good? Market Watch is free, so we can kind of get some sort of idea of what's going on. But hey, I'm open to recommendations. Of course, I always go on the Webull news tab and just just check out some random stuff and just get a basic idea of what's going on. But there's nothing I really feel that's super reliable. At least, I kind of like Zacks, but a lot of the things you got to pay for. There's always paywall. And, to be fair, it is fair to pay for this if it's good, but that's a problem. Like, how many subscriptions do you need? You got to manage all these subscriptions, and they probably suck anyways. And do your 7-day free trials. Like, yeah. So yeah, I mean, YouTube is cool because it's all free and you can see people commentating on the news and stuff like that. So I don't know. Also cool. But yes, Japanese billionaire seeks 8 volunteers for SpaceX flight around the moon. Man, that's so cool. I would like to do that. 10 to 12 people in total, including the 8 civilians. I hope that together we can make it a fun trip. Yeah. I mean, so how long is that going to take? It shouldn't take that long, huh? Application is due by March 14th. I mean, might as well apply, right? Shouldn't take all that long. The loop around the moon. That's going to be cool. That's going to be super cool to watch the videos or launch and everything going around the moon and stuff. It's going to be so cool. Musk pointed out that the mission will be the first commercial space flight with humans to travel beyond Earth's orbit. It will actually go past the moon, Musk said. It will actually go past the moon. So we, quote, we expect people to go further than any human has ever gone from planet Earth. Yeah, I guess that's true, huh? Technically, we'll be the furthest. That's interesting to think about. It's unclear how much the moon mission is costing Mezawa. In 2018, Musk said only that it's a lot of money, but Mezawa is no stranger to splurging. He spent a record $110.5 million for a Basquiat painting in 2017 auction and admitted losing $41 million in day trading in 2020. Well, in 2020, huh? Damn, what was he doing? Literally could have just bought Soxhole in 2020 at any point. He'd be making a bunch of money. Sucks for him, I guess. Bitcoin, even. Well, anyways. Not sure how safe I'd feel about going beyond Earth's orbit. Yeah, that's crazy. That would be so cool to like look out the window and see the Earth getting smaller and smaller, though. That would be sick. And anyways, the moon is not that far. I mean, you can see it pretty clearly in the night sky. So it's not all that far. And I think, isn't the moon like as big as Russia or something like that? Or is that Pluto? I forgot. Yeah, I think it was Pluto actually. Same size as Russia. But I don't think the moon is much different than Pluto. Anyways, I have no idea. But yeah, that's so cool. I would do it, but I don't want to pay 110 million or $1 billion or whatever they're talking about. But in the future, though, could be interesting. I don't have any idea why BES is not available on Webull. Just can't. I mean, we could always ask support. I want to buy it though. To be honest with you, there is not all that much I'd like to buy right now. Just kind of waiting this out, which I think is the best thing to do. And then tomorrow, let's see if everything's still holding our trends, which go to QQQ NASDAQ. Yeah, I mean they're relatively holding these trends, so that's the good news. There's not really much I want to do right now, but we're coming up a little bit here. It's going to be a pretty flat week, so flat weeks, remember, those are really bad for options. I really want to roll some of these things, but tripping about that NNDM one. Pershing, let's see, what do we have working here? Back Q, ACTC selling the call, and then the SMH hedge. Whatever. Pretty much just gonna be like that. I mean, this week I'm up 2100 for option, or sorry, for commons, and down 1000 for options. That's not so bad. I mean, just from the, what was it? The Jumia Costco got into, which that's, looking back, that might not have been the right time because we're still pretty choppy, and I would not recommend getting into things like that when it were so choppy. So, but yes, the silver lining here is that things seem to be holding the support here. I mean, as you can see, we on the spark lines, Man, I wish I have a screen here. Gosh, I really need to find a better way. Maybe I could do like a half Weeble type of thing. Well, let's try it. So go like half Weeble, half browser. This kind of doesn't look very good, huh? Please don't, huh? Yeah, I don't really want to do that. It just doesn't really fit. Guess we could do something like this. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying on the Sparkline, it's coming up. So that's interesting. I mean, we. Oh, hey, here's a dividend yield right here. That's convenient. I didn't even see that. Oh, cool. Where's my O? Nice, 4.66. There we go. Cool. We can sort by dividend yield. NLR. That was another one that the uranium ETF could be cool. And actually, the thing is, because if you go over to the markets and sort by industry 1 month, see this? Okay, yeah. So yeah, go over here, and then actually, the uranium industry is up the most, even more than oil. So actually, and then I was looking at the NXC today. Sort by change here. NXC was up here somewhere. Yeah, it's up 3%. Oh, sorry. Yeah, almost 3%. That's not that bad. Those bank stocks are doing really good. Wells Fargo, seriously, I really don't like. But okay. Not the biggest fan of Wells Fargo, but anyways. That's interesting because now I remember, didn't Warren Buffett sell his airline stocks and then move into Wells Fargo? Didn't that happen? I feel like I remember that. Um, but anyways, let's see. What we're talking about. So yeah, the market screen. So we can actually see uranium is doing pretty good. And then the passenger and transport, yeah, for sure. I mean, gonna be more recovery play. Oil is up a lot, so oil and gas is gonna be doing well. Then the hotels, which that's the recovery. Banking is the recovery. All right. So that's always. So yeah, I was messing around today, and then I see like, oh, shoot, well, there's the uranium. And then over here we have a calendar, which is really useful. News. Really, the market screen is pretty helpful. I think about it. But yeah, we can even go over to uranium heat map. CCJ, we can see, okay, so this one's down. Maybe it's discount right now. The UUUU. NXC is up 3%. That was one of my picks. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, usually I don't have time. See, the markets are actually coming up. Usually I don't. Dow's up 0.3. Oh, nice. Yeah, Shanghai was up almost 2% today. That was a good day. Dow Jones is moving up though. But anyways, let's just keep holding. Yeah, and then we can see the earnings calendar, dividends, and then the splits. All very useful. And also an IPO. And yeah, I wanted to watch the Roblox. That would be upcoming IPOs. Somewhere. I don't find it. Anyways, play around with it. Hot stocks, high dividend stocks. Not interested in that. Because anything with a high dividend probably sucks and it's going down, and that they're only paying you a dividend so you keep buying their stock. Usually what I find. Anyways, you guys should really download the Webull. Link in the description. I mean, if you haven't already, you don't need to put money in it. If you have all your portfolio on E-Trade, or even if you just like Robinhood, like, you don't have to deposit any money on it. But if you do use the link in the description, you deposit $100, I think, you'll get 2 free stocks anyway, so you might as well get like a 20% ROI on that. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty useful stuff though. Just the research and then the screener we can also use, but usually I go off of news to find those things. And the global, Hong Kong here, but actually I would like to add in China. Actually, I'm not sure how we do that, but anyways, Hong Kong is not as interesting for myself as China one. And then let's see, 3 months, what's done the best? Uranium. Seriously, don't sleep on the uranium. Also, renewable energy is here. FinTech done pretty well. So yeah. And then today, we can even look just one day what's done the best. Computers, phones, and household electronics. And then uranium. See, don't sleep on uranium. Man. Good stuff, yeah. I mean, you can easily spend a good half an hour just messing around with this. Seriously. Advancers and decliners, this is all good stuff. I like it, but I don't spend enough time there. I spend more time reading news, doing my fundamental analysis, thinking what should be the next play, and doing the technicals, see what entry should be, looking over options. Yeah. And then writing the reports. I've been making videos, but easily can spend a lot of time there. So you guys should look that over if you haven't already, and download Webull if you haven't already, because that's so much more useful than Robinhood. And I'm somewhat familiar with E-Trade and what's it called? Schwab and whatnot. Fidelity. And Webull is just pretty nice for things like this. But anyways, guys, ARK's moving up. ARKG is down 3%. Yep, that could be I mean, not gonna lie, that could be a good time to start getting in, start dollar cost averaging, but we're gonna wait tomorrow. I don't want to rush into anything. And these ARKs are not even leaps anyway, so some of the ARKs have leaps, like for example ARKK. I'd be able to get leaps so I could avoid taxes, the income taxes. I would have a long-term capital gains. That's always going to save money. Might as well consider those things. But of course, don't make all of your decisions based on tax. But anyways, yeah, some of these the ARKs are down 2.5%, 3%. It could be about time to dollar cost average into those again. So we're gonna wait to see what's going on tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, if for example, if ARKG doesn't have leaps, then I mean, you could just hold shares in just over 12 months, right? So it really just depends on how you think about it, but yeah. And let's check the spark line. Things are definitely going up. I mean, if we get lucky, we could actually break even today. That could be cool. Let's see. Anything interesting happening here? Probably not. I got some things expiring this Friday. Jumia just got a lot better, so thank God for that. We should have waited a day though to buy it. But hindsight is 2020. Costco, we'll see how that goes. Only put 1,200 in it, so hopefully we can get some out on Thursday, Friday. Jobs reports coming out on Friday, so be wary. Just be a little bit careful of that. Grant, ACIC, I don't want any more. I've already got 100 shares of those. For now, I'm good. Pershing. Did we get the limit order in here? I forgot. We did not. So what's working now? Yep, only the VATQ and then the ACTC SMH. So the Pershing, we got it for 28.5. I mean, if it is pretty low though. Yeah, if we could get it for 27 or 26 and a half, that would be super interesting. So I don't want to put a limit order, I'll just wait. But anyways, so it's pretty much like that. Things seem to be going up, so I feel a little bit better about it. Solo still sucks, I guess, huh? Just check this one more time. Although it's only down 0.5% now, so it's definitely gotten a lot better. 16 days. I mean, can we get anything interesting? Not really. Not really. I mean, even if we went out 2 days, we could get something, right? I don't think it's going to go to, but it's so almost nothing. It's not even worth it. 9 days, $7. It's just not even worth it. Jeez. Well, anyways, we'll see how it's looking tomorrow. If we can catch a day where it goes up 1 or 2%, then these premiums will go up a lot. So we'll see. But anyways, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and good luck everybody for the rest of the trading day. I mean, it's gonna be choppy. It's gonna be choppy. Man, I want to buy Soxwell and now on Weeble now it seems, but want to find the bottom first. I know, right? Well, we can finish off on the Soxwell note. Just, I mean, that's the thing is, it's on the 50-day moving average. So it's not a bad time to dollar cost average right now, though. So I don't think that, I mean, for sure, you always want to buy it at the very, very, very cheapest, but that's just unrealistic. So yeah, I would just go ahead and get, I mean, if you want to get 100 shares, you could sell a put, or you could just buy 25 now, wait to see what the price is tomorrow or the next day, 25 more, and just average in over a week or two. So I'd recommend that, but it's cheap and it's on the 50 days. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys again. Go ahead and check out the Discord and the VIP section there. If you have any questions, just hit me up there, or you can just send me a DM. Is also fine if you want it to be more private. But I appreciate you guys tuning in as always, and not so interesting, not doing so many things, but we're trying to play it safe and not lose money here, like we got into the Jumia and Costco a little bit earlier.